Breaking news as we come on the air right now. A fiery plane crashed into Clearwater mobile home park.
Just in a white ball of light just coming down. It was just a solid white ball just coming down, and it didn't dim or nothing.
The crash happened about 4 hours ago at the Bayside Waters mobile home community off US 19 near Harn Boulevard. Within the last hour, we have learned several people died, both in the aircraft and the mobile home the small plane crashed into. At least 3 homes in the community caught fire. And this is Nightside. I'm Dave Wagner.
And I'm Carolina. Lead crews are still on scene as we speak, putting out hotspots in the neighborhood. We have team coverage of the crash right now. 10 Tampa Bay's Miguel Octavio spoke to people who witnessed the crash.
And 10 Tampa Bay's Miranda Parnell has the latest on what happened. Miranda, you have been talking to first responders. This happened just after 7 tonight.
That's right, Dave. They told me that they had repeated Mayday calls over to air traffic control, and moments later, the Clearwater fire chief says they were working the incident here after that plane plowed into one of the mobile homes, erupting into flames, which quickly spread to other homes in the area.
Tower was in-flight emergency.
As crews piece through the wreckage and work to contain hotspots.
Tower, I'm calling to report an aircraft crash.
Clearwater Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Eller says they are searching for victims. And he says there are several. They just don't know how many at this point in the investigation.
I can confirm that we have several fatalities, both from the aircraft and within the mobile home.
Eller says they will be working with federal agencies to find out what went wrong on the aircraft and to find out how many people were on board and how many were inside the home.
A mobile home doesn't withstand much in the first place, so an aircraft crashing into it, it pretty much demolished that mobile home, and then the ensuing fire consumed most of the rest.
Now, the fire chief tells me that they were able to battle those flames so quickly because the airport fire crews had already also gotten that call. So they came over with trucks that are specialized for those type of fires, aircraft fires. Now, I spoke to one woman who heard the crash, ran outside sheer seconds after it happened. She said that the sheer fire, the flames, the heat coming off the flames was so hot that she could not even approach to help others. I know that Miguel Octavio spoke to her and others like her. Miguel, what have you been hearing from people who live in this mobile home park?
Miranda, no doubt it's a difficult night for these neighbors. It happened so fast. By the time they got out of their doors, they say the area where the plane crashed was already engulfed in flames. But those neighbors, they acted fast. They were telling people to get out of the way. They were calling 911. They were actually desperate to get closer to the fire to save anyone, but couldn't. It happened in a flash.
Huge explosion. The house shook.
I was screaming, call 911, call 911.
Neighbors like Frances Yount worried over her loved ones next door.
I was just trying to get whatever other people were around out, and then other people were coming out going, oh my God.
Frances, understandably emotional just moments after the crash. They thought they heard a truck speeding outside.
I didn't realize that it was an airplane that was losing power, and then I heard a crash.
By the time they stepped outside, there was a wall of fire engulfing homes and a car.
All the stuff that was popping from the house was landing in the road.
Neighbors wanted to help, but couldn't.
I just come out because I wanted to get everybody out, but the heat was horrible.
Now their focus is on the people affected by the crash.
Could have been one of our friends. We got friends all in here.
It is sad, and I'm praying for the people that were involved.
Now, some of those neighbors you just heard from, one of them was a nurse. That man you just heard from, he used to work in fire protection, so they all had that instinct to help their neighbors. So that was what was so heartbreaking. They couldn't because the fires were just too intense. We also have families, large families who live in this mobile home park with their extended families. So you can only imagine how terrified they were at the initial impact of that crash, not knowing if their loved ones are okay. Right now, their focus is just their hearts go out to those who've lost their lives from this crash. Reporting from Clearwater, Miguel Octavio, 10 Tampa Bay.
This is a developing story. We will continue to track this right here on Nightside and online at 10tampabay.com.